Good morning. On my morning, I don't know what it is for you, depending upon whenever you're going to be viewing this, but it's the 13th of January already, and Saturday mornings are going to be very special for the Celebrate Business project because as we go out into your Metropolitan Statistical Area, MSA, for 2 weeks. Of those 2 weeks, they will be 2 Saturdays with the theme that every Saturday is Small Business Saturday. I was provoked this last retail year about Small Business Saturday because there was Dark Friday and Cyber Monday, and sandwich in between was Small Business Saturday. And more than once, when I was reading about it and the various things that I read, uh, they left out Small Business Saturday. And that uh, angered me because as a small business owner and talking with other folks who are small business owners, uh, Saturdays they're like every other day of the week. They're special, and uh, we need to do business with the small businesses in our communities because they indeed have formed the backbone of business. Small business is the foundation and backbone to the growth of big business. And so I want to make every Saturday Small Business Saturday. In Well, it will be made. Hopefully, it will be in your MS. That's right. Maybe I should title the Saturday morning show "Every Saturday is Small Business Saturday." Well, we'll figure that one out. The story I would like to uh, share today uh, was absolutely is because it's not over. It's going to be ongoing very strongly in 2024. Was a bizarre experience I had with Consumer Cellular, a company who I was a customer of for at least 5 years and many, many times shared in my broadcasts what great customer service they had. Well, that was on if you had a problem with the service that you were getting, but I had a horrible experience with customer service on the inside business service side, and um, I didn't know what I was going to actually start with today because I found something going through the file that I had not seen before today, and it makes the concept, business concept that I'm challenging with Consumer Cellular even makes it more ludicrous on their part, as I will share with you a magistrate's uh, decision here in Cincinnati when I went to court to, well, I'll talk about that later. Anyways, I wanted to share um, a conversation. I wanted to share a voicemail that I had with Consumer Cellular's um, corporate console. Uh, and as I tested to see how well the voicemail would go through the sound and create the final YouTube, it wasn't very good. So thank goodness for transcription. I'm going to read to you what uh, uh, the corporate console for Consumer Cellular left for me as a voiceover. Hi, David. This is Kane Christian, which that's not very good transcription because his name is Christian Sun. Uh, Consumer Cellular, just give me a quick call. I received a notice of your quick and plain just wanted to reach out and let you know we would like to make this right with you. So give me a call back. Left his phone number, which I will not leave because you might want to call him after this story. Essentially, we would like to refund you the $103.04 and then pay for the filing fee, which was another about $60 that you spent on the court. So give me a call back and let me know if that will work for you. Again, and then he gave me his direct line. Thank you. Um, I guess I pretended that um, I didn't. I don't know when I got the voicemail, but it doesn't really matter because I made it very clear to Kane that I would only have a discussion in a uh, Google Meet or anybody's technology, but I suggested Google Meet where we talk face to face about the situation, and he agreed to that. But when well, yeah, when he agreed to that, he said, "And you are not allowed to record this." So he left me a voicemail, but I was not allowed to record the conversation. So I said, "Well, that's okay if um, you don't want me to take a recording, but I suggest to you that you take a recording of me because I make reference to your CEO. I'm going to make reference to the CEO in the conversation." So, at any rate, we had our Google Meet. So, let me, well, it all goes back to this phone, actually. This iPhone. Let me make sure that, yes, this iPhone that I bought from Consumer Cellular in uh, uh, 2020, 2022. And um, in 2023, had a bizarre happening that you'll hear about. And that's what I was going to go to court for to straighten this all out. So it's over this phone. That, and actually, interesting enough, the voicemail was left on that iPhone. So uh, let me pull the file and pull the pertinent information from the file. The red file. Look how much stuff is in it. This is communication that I had with Consumer Cellular over the whole situation, which even makes the situation more ludicrous. Okay, so let me pull out from the file the things that I would like to talk about. I just found this morning, and I'm gonna read it, tell you about it, and just hold on to the thought because it becomes very pertinent later on. It's a Target receipt. Uh, I had made a $79.99 purchase there, and they told me if I brought, and their name, Consumer Cellular, Consumer Cell is on the receipt, uh, and if I returned it, they were going to charge me. I paid more for that because that was going to be the recharging fee. If I took the phone back by, um, it must have been 30. It must have been a 30-day guarantee. Um, they would. Oh my goodness! This adds a whole new dimension to my thought before the thought that I had today. Um, okay, so I found that today pertinent to the argument. Um, a little bit of history of the problem. I I had just bought. I had bought a second telephone. That's right. Which, well, they have it now, but they. I bought a second telephone, and the Express. It was a flip phone. I wanted the cheapest phone possible. All it was going to do was to for me. It was going to be used as an emergency phone only, appropriately colored red. So I bought it. They said I bought it online. Well, I don't know if I bought it without an agent or with an agent. I've done everything with that company. Um, I got the phone. They send the package to me. I set the phone up. Well, I opened the phone package. It said this phone has been preset and you're ready to go. I said, well, that's pretty cool. Usually takes me about an hour to set up a device and get it ready to go. And uh, they by accident I found a SIM card in this package that was about this red telephone. And so I called Consumer Cellular up. I said, if my phone is preset, why do I have a SIM card replacement? What is that all about? Uh, and they said, well, the SIM card that you have, we have AT&T and T-Mobile towers, and they're switching around, and your SIM card is not going to work well enough in it. So we sent you a new SIM card. Uh, I said, well, do I have to take this back to the store and um, get it installed or what? And they said, no. Well, she said, well, I'll tell you how to do it. Told me how to do it. Da 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 da. And that was in my iPhone, and so it wasn't working. I took it to the Target store, my Target store where I've got the receipt, and I said it's not working. Um, what do we? And they tried to do their thing with the SIM card. They took the SIM card out that I had in there and put another one in, a new one in that they were going to charge me for, but they were going to refund it to me when we got it set up again. I said fine. That one didn't work. Another one, fine. That one. So we called the customer service, corporate customer service, and got to Cherokee, the supervisor, and uh, got the most bizarre story about SIM card that I've ever heard about SIM cards and technology and what have you. And I made an accusation, uh, and I left the Target store where I was having the conversation in the presence of the Target store consumer cellular employees. That will become interesting in the judge's decision. Uh, it was just one crazy thing after another. So um, I left the Target store, went up the street, up the road to my Apple store, where they have geniuses that work behind the desk in the Apple store. And I said, Apple genius, they, I was just told that this Apple iPhone, and the SIM card won't work. And what's going on here? And gentleman, the genius took it and went in the back room, did not stay right there, went in the back room, was in the back room for about 20 minutes, came out, and all he wanted to say to me, there's nothing wrong with your SIM card, with your tray. Well, with the tray that's there now, because my SIM card works there now. So you've got working. Very, very confused. Why did it work in the Apple store and not in the Target store talking to consumer cellular people? Scary. Okay, so uh, I have this video call with Kane. It's about a 25-minute call, and he reiterated. Well, he didn't know that I about the voicemail at all, but he said, I said, well, okay, fine. You're admitting guilt to it, but okay, so what about any damages about the fact? This is one thing I didn't tell you. 30 days after I closed my account at Consumer Cellular, they went into my credit card on file after I closed the account and grabbed $103 out of my account after it had been closed. And I thought I didn't know you could do those kind of things ethically if an account was closed. So I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. I said, well, what about the damages? What about just the bad business practice of you doing it? He said, well, let me think about it. Well, and then I told him what I wanted to do and what my proposal was, and I won't even go into that. It'll embarrass them even more. But I went into what my proposal was to them. He said, I'll get back to you. The next time I heard back from them was the Thursday before the Monday that we were going to go to court. A local Cincinnati attorney had been hired by Consumer Cellular to go into the small business claims courtroom, where I did not have to take. That's why you go to small business claims, because the plaintiff does not have to take an attorney. Well, they hired an attorney. Actually, he turned out, well, I don't know, either he was smarter than the magistrate, or the magistrate and he were in a scheme together, because here's what happened. In the first 7 minutes of the case, the magistrate looked at me and said, in small claims court, uh, punitive damages cannot be awarded. I said, okay, fine. And just the $102 in court costs, the $102 in court costs that we're talking about, and we're done. And she looks at me and she says, would you mind if the attorney, whatever his name was, I was looking for his card today, and I came to find it. I probably came home and I threw it away for his performance. Um, well, he won though. We'll get to the magistrate's decision in a moment. She says to me, do you care if the attorney cross-examined you? I said, no, what? I have nothing to hide. I'll, whatever questions he asked me to say, I would tell you, I'd give you the same answers if you asked me the questions. But I didn't understand, because I'm not an attorney. Well, my father, last eye-to-eye contact I have with my father 51 years ago. He was very angry with me because I didn't take the decision to go to law school. Whole other story. Um, allowing that attorney to cross-examine me, allow that attorney to have as evidence in the case that this was what was presented. I didn't know that. I know that now. So he presented printouts of my account. I looked at the judge, the magistrate, Deborah Casey, looked her straight in the eye, and I said, I have never heard or seen, well, no, I got copies of them. I have never seen these documents. This is the first time I am seeing these documents. Then at 25 minutes, where the case could have been ended at 7 minutes in, 18 minutes later, 20 minutes later, the judge says, I got to prepare for the next session. We're going to end this, not with a decision. You will have a written decision from me in 2 weeks. First time I've ever heard this happening in small claims court, but whatever. She's the magistrate. So literally on the 14th day, which was a Sunday, I had her decision, and she was filling a form out. And long case number 23CV16028, that was my case. She put an X judgment for the defendant at plaintiff's cost. Her next X was at miscellaneous. Phone not returned. This is her. I don't know whose handwriting it is. I don't know if it's her or clerks or what. I don't know. It doesn't matter. She signed it. Phone not returned to Consumer Cellular. I have a Target store manager that signed for me taking the phone back to Target, signed for it. Consumer Cellular's position was, and they convinced the judge that it was okay, that because I did not mail the phone back to them, they never got the phone, so I didn't get it. That's why they went into my. Oh well. That's the judge's decision. Consumer Cellular bills, my bills are in arrears. The paperwork that I saw nowhere says, but the attorney, he didn't care about that. He didn't care that my account was in arrears. He was willing to, what was he willing to cover up? That is the question. That is a question we are going to explore. And then she says no punitive damages in small claims court. She already said that, dated it, signed it. My question is, nowhere, Magistrate Deborah Casey, do I see any kind of statement if it's okay to go into somebody's account 30 days after it's closed to take money that gets disputed. You're saying you're in agreement that that's okay. haven't addressed the judge or the courts, don't have time for it. I will ask you the question. Is that okay? Uh, the answer is no, no. It's not okay. We're not done. Here's where we're going. That part of the story tells you what kind of company Consumer Cellular is behind the millions of dollars they're now spending. I can't attest for all of them, but I'm seeing enough of them to know they're spending millions to position themselves today. Proud, proud of the fact that they use AT&T and T-Mobile towers. So whatever AT&T and T-Mobile, whatever policy they happen to have with their customers, that's what happens to you. Trickle down effect, and service levels, doesn't matter. Kind of the attitude. Kind of the attitude. Um, so we're going to as we go out into the different markets, 387 MSAs in the United States. We can't hit all of them this year. It's a 2-week program. The most we can do is 24, making it there. When I'm interested, bottom line, pure and simple, I bought a cell phone from Consumer Cellular in 2022. In 2023, the phone stopped working. We're going to find out, maybe. Now, we know why. We know why the phone stopped working. What I do want to gather information. Anybody who has bought a cell phone, an iPhone, who has bought an iPhone from Consumer Cellular between the years of 2019 and 2022, that's some research I was doing. If you bought an iPhone from Consumer Cellular like I did it, I can't be the only one where the situation existed. I can't be the only one. The odds are too great for me to be the only one. We'll find out. I guarantee you I'm not the only one. So, to end the discussion, Consumer Cellular is still sending me emails like I'm a customer, and I don't delete them. I kind of enjoy them. First, I'm still on the list. I think that further tells you what kind of company they are. Once on the list, they never leave. Although I'm pretty sure they don't have access to that credit card. Check that out. They came out with in 2024, where we are having the Celebrate Business Project 2024 to go out and visit 387 MSAs. Consumer Cellular is going to have a newsletter, a monthly newsletter. Lo and behold, here's a president. Here's a picture of their CEO, who I was trying to reach. The comment I got before. It's too ludicrous what their attorney said publicly. I cannot believe. I laughed. I didn't get angry. I laughed. So that's what's happening today. Hopefully, we'll be out in an MSA someplace for 2 consecutive Saturdays. special Saturdays, because Saturdays are always special for small business. Saturdays are always special for small business. That's about it. If some of the things you heard today, please, if you know somebody that needs to, if they bought a cell phone between 2019 and 2022, they definitely need to know, because we were not, uh, I don't know what we were, I'm still trying to figure out what we were sold, but it definitely was, I definitely did not think I was buying what I got. Figure that one out. Thank you for your time today. Please pass on to someone who needs to listen to uh, the story, and we'll see you real soon. Enjoy your day.